Okay, pseudo classes. So what are actually pseudo classes? Well, pseudo classes in CSS are a type of selector in which you can select an element and add some special state to it. Like you can add an animation, a transition, you can change the color, you can change something when the user actually triggers it, like when user clicks it, or use some keys to navigate to that element, like that. So in this video we will learn first of all we will understand the basic syntax actually. So what is the pseudo class syntax? How can we implement it? How can we use it in CSS? So in order to understand it, take a look at this image here. We have a selector, which can be anything. It can be a class, or ID, or anything like that. Then we have the pseudo class. The pseudo class are the ones which are like the hover. We have focus, we have activated, required. These are the pseudo classes. Then we have two curly braces, opening and closing. In the property value, in the property we write down the changes we want to if the user triggers or activates the pseudo class or the selector. Okay, so the selector is basically the element we are targeting here. So it can be anything like an h1 tag, it can be a paragraph tag, it can be a div, it can be a span, it can be anything. So that's how a pseudo class really works. That is how the basic syntax really works. So if you can see the next slide, we have some of the pseudo classes which are available. The most often used are the focus, hover, activate, required, and disable, like that. But these are the oftenly used pseudo classes. So in this video we will understand, we will look at one of the pseudo class, that is the focus. Okay, so let's take a look at the focus example, how really focus works. I'm not going to define it in words. I will be showing you what actually is focus. So here in this input field we have a form here. As soon as I click on the first name input box, you can see it gets highlighted. The border of the text field gets highlighted. It changes its color to blue. Okay, as soon as I press the tab key, I quickly jump to another text field, and you can see that now it is focused. Now its background, its border changes to blue. So this is how the focus works. The user, which is me, I'm pressing the key, which is the tab key or the mouse key or the right mouse click. When I'm doing that, I'm just going from one input field to another. I'm focusing on one input field to another. This is what actually is focus. And this is not only the basic use of focus in input fields, it can be used anywhere. Let's understand it better by doing an example here. So first I will create in HTML I will create three input boxes. Okay, so using the input tag, so input, and I will use the class here, and I will name the class as red dash input. So this class, the one I have defined here, we will be using as, we will just target we will use this selector to target the pseudo class. Okay, I'm just going to close this one. Okay, then I will add a break tag here. So 2 break tags. Okay, now I will be just copying the code here of this input, and I'm gonna have 2 codes here. Okay, so we have 3 input fields here. You can see we have a simple animation right now, the default animation you can call it. Okay, now I'm going to change the class of these input fields to second one to be yellow and the last one to be green. Okay, so what actually we are doing here, we are creating an input field with a class red input, yellow input and green input respectively, and the thing we want to do here, the pseudo class we are using is focus. So we want to focus as soon as the user triggers, as soon as the user clicks on the input field. I want to change the color. I want to change the background color to some different color. Like for the first one I want to change this to red, for the second one I want to change it to yellow, and the third one I want to change it to green. So this is what we are going to use the focus pseudo class. So for that I'm going to target the first input here, first input field, that is the red input. Okay, so to target it, to select it, I'm going to use the dot here, which is actually defined for selecting class. So as you can remember, we can use pound or hashtag for IDs and so on. So I'm going to use a dot for class, and then I'm going to write the name of the class, which is actually red input, and a colon. And as you can see, we have multiple pseudo classes here. So in this we are just going to use focus for right now. So I'm going to write it down here, focus. Okay, then I'm going to open and close the curly braces. Inside these curly braces I'm going to assign a property which is going to be a background. Okay, and then the background will be red for this input. Simple as that. Now as we have three input boxes here, I have only changed the background of the one of them. So I'm going to do for the another two. So I'm just going to copy it again. I'm going to paste it 2 times. Okay, and just I'm going to change the class name to yellow, and then change the background also to yellow, and then I'm going to change this one to green, and this one background color to green. Okay, now our code is ready. As soon as I click on the first input box, hopefully it will turn to red. Okay, there you go. Now I'm going to press the tab key to jump into the second input box, which will change its color to yellow and then green. So you can see how this works. If I click here, it will change to green. If I click here, it will change to yellow. If I click on this one, it changes to red. So this is how focus works. So that's how you do it. I hope you like the video. Please subscribe, rate and comment. Thanks for watching.